I think my favorite testimonial was like when I was first starting out and we had like one of our first focus groups, and the little boy came out and he saw the doll and his eyes lit up and he's like, oh my gosh, he's brown just like me. My name is Jennifer and I am the founder and CEO of Melanites. Melanites is a multimedia company that designs diverse toys, storybooks, and accessories that celebrate Brown Boyhood.
He's a doll!
So I've volunteered and mentored my whole life, but the summer of my senior year at the University of Miami, I was volunteering at my local community center, and I saw that the young boys and the young girls that I mentored often dreamed within a bubble.
For story time, everyone has to wear their crown, okay?
It often revolved around physical abilities, whether it was sports or rapping or things like that, and not of the mind. And I wanted to kind of flip that on the head and say that, you know, your mind is just as precious as your body, so that when they said, I want to be XYZ when I grew up, it could encompass anything. And so I started Melanites so that children of color can know that they can be anything that they dream of.
You guys can touch his hair.
I really wanted young boys to go into a toy store and see themselves reflected back. You can't be what you don't see, and I really wanted to have diversity on the shelves, especially at the intersection of race and gender, because a lot of the times, you know, when you go into the toy aisle, it's a lot of guns, it's a lot of hyper-masculinity and things like that, and like if you're a young boy that just likes science, you kind of don't see that. And then there's a little bit of me in there too, so I wanted to make sure that the boys had brown eyes and full lips, because a lot of times when I was a little girl and I would go in the shelves, they would have green eyes or purple hair and it just didn't look like me, so I didn't want to have that problem.
Better?
Yeah!
Awesome. Okay. Jalen sat on the couch. Marcus sat on both knees. They were totally hooked to the game on TV.
I really wanted the dolls to come to life and to have like a story behind it, because kids connect with characters, and I wanted them to see like multi-dimensional characters of color. So like it really took a time to like develop and decide, okay, what backgrounds do I want to feature? What will their names be? What will their personalities be? I really wanted to be as diverse as the society that we live in.
When Jalen hung up the phone, he sat back to think, how could I be there? What's the missing link?
Jalen is 9 years old. He's African American and he's a thinker. He's always solving problems and really curious. Aiden is biracial and he's a maker, and he's always tinkering with different things, taking them apart and trying to see how they fit in. Marcus is Caribbean American and he's a performer, so he loves like the arts and music. And Sid is Indian American and he's the doer, so he's always looking for things to champion and always has an idea and ready to go make it forward. They appear in the different storylines, but every book like features one character, and so like you can really delve into their personality that way. So for me, it's really important to go back into the community and connect with where I started, because social entrepreneurship is a little different, and I really want to have a purpose behind my company. And like the kids are why I got started. Literacy is important, representation is important, and I think it's good to just see like an author of color go in, have a reading, so that, you know, you could see the person behind whatever you're doing. You can ask questions and interact, and they would come up and say, oh, this is so cool, I want to be an engineer when I grow up, and like, or this is the first time that I saw like a boy as a character of color.
Let's give Jennifer Pierre a round of applause.
It is like one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done to date, to be honest. Like it's a fulfillment that, you know, a 9-to-5 just doesn't have. When I was first starting out, one of my mentors told me to build a wall of why. And so right now my wall consists of like emails that I get from parents saying, oh my gosh, like this is so cool, I've never seen anything that kind of looks like their father or themselves, or like pictures of when we go do a book reading, or just on Instagram they'll tag us when like they're having story time and reading in bed, and like all these things remind me that it's really about the people and the children behind the story, and continue to like move forward with whatever obstacle I may have.
Say high five!
High five!
High five!